Hi and welcome to a short presentation on Spindle Professional working with Dynamics NAV 2013 R2. First of all, I'll give you a brief overview of how Spindle Professional works. Spindle Professional is a document distribution solution which intelligently takes a single or a batch of documents and then, based on your Spindle configuration, decides what the document should look like and automatically delivers it via email, fax or print. And all of this can be done with a simple click of a mouse button. Spindle Professional can also archive your documents, link them to a CRM system, automatically index and archive to SharePoint. In addition to this, Spindle can apply a 256-bit encryption or a digital signature to comply with legislation. So what are we going to cover in this demonstration? Within NAV, we will print a batch of documents to Spindle Professional. Spindle Professional will brand the documents just the way you want them and then deliver them to the right person in the right way, and then automatically archive them for you to access later. For the first part of the demo, we are going to be looking at distributing via email. We will begin by emailing a batch of invoices. Spindle Professional then takes the document, adds logos and other branding and turns it into a PDF. It will then wrap the whole thing into a nice and professional email which contains relevant information pulled from NAV. We will then take a quick peek at the attachment documents, and finally we will view the email to my customers in different languages based on the data from NAV. Okay, so here we are in NAV. I'm going to insert a range of invoice numbers before we simply run off a batch of documents. This would normally be a plain text document before sending it to Spindle Professional. And the only difference here is that we're not going to print the documents to a regular printer, but instead to Spindle Pro Auto. So the first thing you'll notice is Spindle has created a professional looking email containing all the relevant account information from NAV, and you'll notice that the invoice has been attached. The HTML email shows the company logo and the branding is consistent with the company, and as you can see the email looks attractive, and with our HTML email designer it's actually very easy to design an email and make it look however you want. Also, to make sure my clients are up to date, what you'll see here is I've configured Spindle to attach our new price list to the email. This is just one example of attaching a relevant document. So Spindle has extracted important bits of information like the customer name, the company name and the invoice number, and in this case the customer has a new set of bank details, so notification of this is visible. Now let's take a look at the document itself. The original invoice before printed to Spindle was a plain black and white document, but now it carries a single or divisional corporate identity, and we can change the look and feel of the document based on the data from NAV. Here we have an invoice with all the relevant account information directly from NAV, and you'll see that designing a backdrop form is quite simple. In this example, in this case, our bank details have changed, so I've simply designed a backdrop form with a red triangular notification on the bottom left hand corner. Further down the page you'll see that we've also included some terms and conditions which are specific to the customer. One fantastic thing you can do in Spindle is use the criteria around the data from NAV to differentiate how we treat different customers or suppliers. In this instance, we've pulled through the language code of the account and used the HTML templates to distinguish it from others, even to the point where we can customize the look and feel of documents themselves, change the files and even the attachments. Here we have communicated to customers in Dutch as well as in German. In addition to sending my documents to customers in the right language, we can also automatically copy in the salesperson associated to the account. Furthermore, for those using SharePoint, you'll notice how we haven't attached the PDF to the actual email, but instead auto-archived to SharePoint and provided them with a hyperlink to the file. Okay, and now on to faxing. The Spindle Professional is going to fax a document to my client as well as apply a simplified backdrop. Now for those using fax, Spindle Professional efficiently supports a number of common fax systems on the market, including what I'm using here today, which is Microsoft Fax. Spindle can fax the document to my customer if they can't receive emails, or if they've specified that they want to receive documents by fax. Similar to the emailed PDF, Spindle Professional can apply a corporate stationery template, but in this case, as it's going by fax, Spindle Professional is intelligent enough to use a simple black and white version of our template, which is more legible when it gets to the other end. So now we're moving on to archiving. Spindle Professional is going to archive the PDF into a file structure on my network. It will automatically create and name the folder structure as well as name the document itself. At this point, the important thing to explain here is Spindle Professional can cleverly archive into a logical folder structure. Here, Spindle Professional creates and manages my files on the fly without me really needing to do anything, allowing me to browse to my documents effortlessly. As you can see, it's also a carbon copy of exactly what's sent to the customer. And this brings me neatly onto SharePoint. Similar to our network archiving, Spindle Professional allows you to create and manage a folder structure. As you can see, the invoices are filled in by company name, and if we go to our client here, you'll see that the invoices are indexed with the data directly from NAV, which gives us different column headings. In this case, we have account reference, account name, and invoice number. The amazing thing is it makes the document fully searchable and accessible to anyone with permissions. And finally, here we are in CRM. As well as making documents available to other users via Archive and SharePoint, we can make the documents available to other users via CRM. This is very useful for those who do not have access to specific areas of an ERP system. Spindle Professional can automatically create activities and notes directly against the customer record in CRM, and activities can either be letters or tasks which can have a status of opened or closed. Now the document is available to sales or customer services representatives as a carbon copy of what you sent to the client. Or, for added security, when you want to archive the document, you could automatically add a stamp to state it's a copy. So thanks very much for your time, and I hope you've enjoyed the presentation. If you'd like any more information on Spindle or on any of our other products, please go to www.dracer.com.